And this goes for all, even if you are a Toastmaster, you are a guest, you are a potential Toastmaster, take a moment to evaluate. 30 seconds over. Five, four, three, two, one. Thank you. Usually, if you have sat through a presentation and you found the presentation was not great, it is our human feeling, human reaction to find what was not so great about it. We have heard about the blot on a plain sheet of paper. Everybody notices what? The blot, and everybody forgets that there is an entire white canvas waiting to be painted. Toastmasters is a place where we train ourselves and all the Toastmasters in how to evaluate the next person, so that we can always find a point of encouragement. Everybody has one or more great aspects in their presentation, and if we keep finding blots, then we are going to keep them bound forever. So, in Toastmasters, what we do is provide an immediate feedback, either by writing or making a note on what we need to provide feedback about. And what are those aspects that we can ask them to improve on? And remember, this is my personal opinion. An evaluation is an opinion of the person who is giving the evaluation. Just like I am giving an education presentation today, you will hear my evaluator giving his or her opinion on how my presentation was and what they felt I could improve on. And that would help me take this presentation to some other club. And the impact of it would be that they would see what I can do as an evaluator. Now, I was saying that an evaluation is just like any other speech. The time allotted for an evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes, with a grace time of 30 seconds. And in that time, I create a speech which will have an opening, a body, and a conclusion. That is the structure of the evaluation. This is a place where there cannot be any cross-questioning. The speaker presents the evaluation and the person being evaluated listens. Of course, there can be disagreements, and those disagreements are addressed outside or after the evaluation is concluded. This is also a place where others get to learn how to evaluate. If I just thought, oh, that good evaluation, that is probably for Anmol, he is already a better speaker, I would have already closed my mind on how I can take some inputs for my own self. And this is like the conversation between the person being evaluated and the evaluator himself or herself, and the others listening. I will take just a quick minute so that you can read through it, and then I will tell you what is so important about evaluation. Now, you heard Preeti talking about drug administration. And if you are a person who has absolutely no idea about what drugs and drug administration are all about, would you consider yourself to be an evaluator? Yes, no, maybe? No? Would you become an evaluator for that person?
Yes, yes.
Yes? And that is where our strength lies, in being able to learn as an evaluator and also being able to suggest what I would have recommended to Preeti as an area of improvement. If I had shut away from the responsibility saying, oh, no, Preeti, you you are talking about drug administration, I am a rocket scientist, I don't know anything about it. Then I have actually closed that door immediately. So first and foremost is we meet with the person who is supposed to be evaluated, find out what the person wants to be evaluated on. As an example, the person might be given project 8, which is called research or use visual aids. And the person feels that I am not really somebody who is confident in using my body. Even though the speech does not call for using body language, it is a previous project guidelines that I need to carry forward. So that is one area that we can evaluate on. Also, on how I can make this presentation better for the next speech. Remember, we were going to give this presentation at some other place. And when we listen to the speaker, take notes and show interest. Otherwise, if we keep fidgeting, yawning, then obviously the speaker is going to feel my evaluator is already at some other place. Every word we speak has an effect, and it's called it's not something that we choose lightly. As we use words like you did or you did not, I liked or I enjoyed, I was encouraged, or your presentation made me realize. Each of these words have a lasting impression on the speaker, the presenter. And if we choose our words incorrectly, if we take them lightly, then not only we are taking ourselves lightly, we are doing so with the other person. Let's say if I said, Preeti, may I, with your permission, do an evaluation? Preeti, why do I really need to know about drug administration? It does not really affect me. What is the impression that Preeti is going to get from me? Or if I took Sharat and said, Sharat, it's think, why do I need to worry about emails? There is already the government, they are going to take care of it. I have already negated entire idea. And then I'm building my entire evaluation on the negativity. That's why we ask to consider words that motivate this person in the next speech. And who knows that one among you would really take the idea of food and drug administration or e-waste so seriously that you are going to make a difference in your community. How am I on time? Okay.
9 minutes completed.
Okay. Like I said, your evaluations have a body and a conclusion as well as an opening. Now when you conclude your speech, you can use some very interesting ideas. You can use tips like having acronyms that stick, or the way our own district champion, Dr. Rajdeep Manwani, uses having poetry as a closure, or having using that as your own personal experience or your anecdote, or what you are going to take as a closure. Having a motivational enclosure like, I'm looking forward to your next speeches, or I am going to use, my next speech is on a similar idea and you have given me that tips on how to write, go about writing a speech, are some ways to motivate the speaker. I'm going to quickly touch upon the don'ts. The don'ts that we emphasize on are the one word that we should never ever use in an evaluation. What is that one word that we should never ever use in an evaluation, and I have already used it twice?
Never.
Never? Should? Okay. Should is like a binding on stone, and I am Moses telling you, you can never ever use that word. And that is where it's my pitfall as an evaluator. The authority that has been given to me is just like Toastmasters to me. another human being to listen to another person's speech and find out the great aspects about it. And if I start saying, you have to do it this way because I am an authority, then that is not the loss of, it's not the loss of the speaker, it's the loss of me as an evaluator. The other is using more and more personalized experiences. In my opinion, I felt, if I were in your shoes, if I could offer you a suggestion, or like Toastmaster Vijay Anand uses, if I may take with your permission, those are some of the ways by which we reduce the impact of all the critical or all the negative evaluations, and then make it much more meaningful, adding the pinch of salt to our evaluation. And as the time manager shows the red card, I'm going to ask you to consider that as Toastmasters, we come to this club to improve ourselves as public communicators, to become better public speakers. Yet, if we shy away from evaluation, we give that responsibility to some other person, some other trainer, somebody else who takes money and does it, then what is the learning for us? There is none. And that is the opportunity why we say Toastmasters is a place where leaders are made. I'm going to take a pause here and wait for questions if there are any. Thank you for your patient listening, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thanks, Sanjay, for that wonderful session that really motivated us to evaluate. And before we break up for the most important drugs for our stomach, that is food and break, just a few quick bit of announcements that all the guests have to pay a fees of rupees 30 towards coming to the Toastmasters meeting as a part of the snacks, and they can pay to the committee members, and committee members can you just raise your hands. And another bit of announcement is that if you have given any good feedback or anything for the speakers, I have put those chits over there, you can also give, and the speakers can pick the chits and just tag themselves on the books. Now we now break for 5 minutes exactly. We will be back at 7:40 by that call clock.